hippity hop and a fleep floop flop with a slapdash saboteurs, and we don't stop. Hello, everybody. I'm Eric, and joining me is my co-host Scott.
Hello, Governor.
And did you guys know that the "why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side" is about the chicken dying and the other side is it being dead? Well, because I did not realize that, and I have been alive for 20 years. That's suddenly, all of a sudden, that's a real joke, because I always thought it was just mindless drivel that people said.
That's not true. It has always been a real joke.
No, I never knew it.
Is a great joke, even without knowing that.
No, my whole life I thought it was just like, because it wants to get to the other side of the road, and like, yeah, that's an okay joke, but like, it's not that thoughtful. Joke. But now that there's two meanings in my mind,
you can follow it up with "why the duck crossed the road twice" to prove he wasn't chicken.
So yeah, that's been my life experiences, having my whole world blown over my shoulders and changed. But in the meantime, we got some anime to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 2 weeks of content to bring up with you guys, and may I just say that Villain of the Week style Satsuriki no Tenshi doesn't work so hot when your character is "I dig graves." and that's him.
Yeah, when your plot is "I want to kill you," no, I want to kill you. I gotta choose who will kill me, and I care for some reason.
Is this the famed reverse harem?
You know, that I think that would be more fun.
Every character is just super yandere.
Yeah. Speaking of yanderes, though, this show made me think of Mariah and Hickey, but like even less interesting, because it's just like this. You got the normal person with the crazy person that wants to kill people but is protecting them for some reason, and then a bunch of other crazy people that want to kill the normal person, and they're all just kind of like one unique thing about them. I dig graves. I have a big scythe. I control radio dogs. That from Ryan Hickey. You know.
Yeah, except the normal character from this isn't even that normal.
Yeah, she just wants to die, but she won't let anyone else die because he promised to Kami-sama.
Ooh, I love God. And if God says anything, I'll do it. Yeah, because God is the biggest God.
No, I go back. This is a good Christian anime. She worships God.
Oh no. What a good Christian anime with mass murder and
wow, you should get the voice.
I don't think that's a Christian. I don't think that's a Christian sound, Scott. I don't think that belongs in any holy place, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the show had its best part in the first episode, right? Like, there were a few almost tense moments where, like, he's looking for her in the chest, whereas now, there's nothing tense. Like, when she's hiding behind a grave, everything's so well lit, and, like, he just teleports, the guy that's chasing her just teleports around anyways, so there's no, like, tension that she can actually hide from him or anything.
Or should I say no tenshi?
Haha, go.
Yeah, no, that's pretty true. Like, the tension's gone. I can't stop noticing video game elements, like Rachel picks up a flashlight this week and says, "This could be useful."
Yeah, wait a second.
Like, yeah, like, I can't not notice this stuff. It's been tainted.
Oh,
as an elite gamer.
That's one video game thing I noticed, right, is like whenever the scythe hits something, it makes like a metal clang noise from like Half-Life.
Nice.
There's a real video game noise.
Open source scythe sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was really happy when our compadre Logan said that he didn't understand why this show was so popular. Yeah. Because I'd like to think that we've osmosised some taste into the people around us.
Yeah, I don't know. All the things I read by people that like it just don't make sense to me. Like, they like Zach is a crazy guy, so he ruins when they try to be dramatic. And, like, he doesn't really. He just kind of goes along with it, but he's loud.
Yeah.
And he's not that interesting. He just wants to... I don't even know what he wants. Like, they're trying to, like, hint at him having a past. But, like, who cares?
Yeah. Also, apparently Rachel already knows the past now, and it's just us that don't know it.
Yeah.
So there's, like, nothing for the characters to react to.
Either that, or, like, maybe she just suddenly came down with suicidal.
I wish. It would make everything so much easier. Anyway, so that's that show, and it's bad.
Yeah. Solid 6 out of 10 on Mal. That's what I'd give it, not what it has.
That's about a 0, right?
Yeah.
And then our shining silver angel, chio-chan's school road, as Scott has boldly predicted, will just get weirder and weirder.
Yo, now I want to play Kabaddi.
Now I want to play Kabaddi, yeah. It's just like a better dodgeball.
Or even more, I want to find people playing Kabaddi and tell them they're playing it wrong.
That's like the ultimate power play. Kabaddi. Like that one scene of her imagining she was in the Kabaddi club and having to tell people they were doing it wrong was so powerful.
Yeah, then she's just like, yeah, it's too much work.
Yeah. What a powerful scene. Anyway, this show's hilarious. Man, it sure executes well. It does it does 3 chapters about an episode? Something like that?
Yeah, it's 2 or 3.
Something like that.
I think the last one was 2, but the one before was 3 type thing or something.
Yeah, right. Anyway, it's fast-paced, voice acting's good, like, it uses visual comedy, which is a big thing. Like, there's that one scene where she turns her game brain on, and she's the Valve head.
Yep.
Like, from when you launch a Valve game. There's thought going into this. I laugh a lot.
Yeah, and this one also, it uses things from the last episode, but unlike certain shows, it's just like going right in an order. Himatsuri would just like have a flashback and then not show you till the last episode what any of it mattered for.
Right.
Here, it's just one episode to next. It's just straight linear. We can just have fun and we're not thinking about much.
Not only that, but that storyline with the bikers is great. That's really funny. He keeps playing along, he bashes his head. He's following the wiles of the little girl. Bloody butterfly.
Yeah, was that? I feel like it was Jotaro. It's the voice actor, but I could just be confused because he's Killer T.
Oh my god, yeah. Hold on. Can we sidebar into Killer T for a second? Because I could not. That was so JoJo. And it was so obvious during that transformation that this was David Production, same JoJo people. Jesus Christ. They just wanted to make JoJo a season earlier.
Good old naive T-Cell.
Naive T-Cell truly was the, what was the little kid's name? The one that sucks. The one with the reverb. The one that sucks.
Koichi?
Koichi? Yeah. Naive T-Cell truly was the episode 1 Koichi of this season.
Yeah, before he had a girl and got cool.
Oh, you know it. But he is still like a foot tall.
He's such a manlet.
I do not get it.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, Chio-chan, I'm loving it. Like, it just gets better and better. It can build off itself. It can tell visual jokes and storyline-based jokes, and, like, it has some good characters.
Yep.
Kabaddi.
Oh yeah, and it has Yuri now, so officially best show on the list so far.
Hey, you know what is a great lesson from this week? Is that rape is okay if it's women doing it to women.
Okay.
There truly is no justice in Japan. That's what we've learned this week. What a world. So yeah, that's Chio-chan. Speaking of Yuri and comedy, how about that Asobi base, am I right?
Yeah, it's got some ups and downs. It's got some subtle Yuri, and why would I want subtle Yuri?
If they're not doing gay things to each other, what are they good for?
Thanks, Demo.
Yeah, Asobase, still a solid show. I died a little bit in the humor category when the shogi person broke everything in a stunning fashion. They reached 1 kilometer in their shoe toss competition and proceeded to lose the room anyway. Man, what a well written.
Yeah,
comedy
I was definitely a bit disappointed where, this show's been willing to have things progress. Like, they've gotten past the English joke already. They now have a teacher supervising them. Yeah. I feel like they could have been kicked out of the room and had to go somewhere else.
That would have been pretty good. And then they would have had something to build to of, like, regaining their former glory.
Yeah.
In all its limited capacity.
But otherwise, all the bits have been strong. This last episode brought back the sound effects, like the ba-da-da-da-ba-da, which was good fun.
Very good. I love their use of the kazoo.
It definitely is a bit sad because it's not quite as good as the first episode, which is so, like, not expected craziness.
Came out of nowhere.
And it's
like the principal drank the fucking pea water. Like,
it's kind
How
of
do you come back from that?
Rode that wave, and now is kind of just going.
Yeah, and like, sure, the first episode was a high, but there are still solid bits like the shogi club competition. What else? What was the first half of this show? Oh, that game that they played with their thumbs that actually looked fun, and they smelled bad. Hot, get it? They smelled bad.
Yeah, and I can't believe they brought up our classic American tradition of smelling each other's armpits. Like, I never thought an anime would acknowledge that.
I can't argue with culture. Sometimes I just get a hungerin' for a snungerin', which is what we call sniffing.
Their classic deconstruction of liberal arguments. Like, you gotta go with the culture, and that it's clearly criticizing the fact that liberals will tolerate any culture.
Who knew this show was so strongly against social justice? There really is no social justice in Japan.
Yeah. You're either part of that one conservative party that's been in power since the end of World War II, or you aren't.
So yeah, that game actually looks like hella fun, because it's liar's dice, but you don't need a bunch of dice, you just need your thumbs.
Yeah, and then you get to make people smell their armpits.
Yeah,
but
in
also,
the classic American way.
There's a problem. So, like, when you lose, do you lose a thumb?
I think that when you win, you lose a thumb, and the first person to get all the thumbs out wins. I don't know how their punishment game worked, because for them, like, the first person
they did it reverse,
to get it right lost. Yeah. So they did it the opposite way, I guess, where the first person to win.
So, but in the normal version, like, when you win, you just have to, like, cut off a thumb.
You just put your hand down, but I mean, I guess Hammurabi's code, you put down a thumb and then they get to put down a thumb.
Japan uses Hammurabi's code.
Japan uses Hammurabi's code for their pastimes. Yes. How outdated.
Alright. Yeah, that show and Chio-chan are the two shows of that we've talked about. They're good. So I think we can talk about bad show.
Ayo. So episode 3 of Tensai Bakabon was
almost had jokes.
Almost. It was really close. It was another meta one of, wow, you're the Bakabon people, I love you guys. Let's make a movie.
Yeah. And I was alright. And then it had a bunch of references to Kimono Friends that just dragged out, and I was like, why you gotta drag Kimono Friends' name through this friggin' dirt?
Hey, also I thought the point of the Kimono Friends MC was that they were androgynous.
No.
And then okay.
Rip.
Whoops. I mean, I only watched the first few episodes. But, yeah, I mean, somehow... Was that the same studio that made Kimono Friends, or did they just, like...
No, they just...
pay top dollar?
I mean, other things have referenced Kimono Friends, because it's just such a big deal. Like the last season of Gintama did, I know. Although it was just, like, a quick thing. This was just... I don't know, it actually annoyed me slightly just because this show was really bad and was referencing it. But I still kind of just liked it because it's like, it's a fun nod, but then it kept going.
And it dragged Kimono Friends into the dirt.
Like, every joke in this show just keeps going and they're all meta.
Yeah. Which isn't a good setup if you don't have any show, like your argument said. You gotta earn the meta.
Yeah, and then... What was the second half of this show?
What happened? Because I kind of blocked it, you know?
Alright,
I'm just gonna watch it because I have to.
Oh yeah, he wanted to have a kid?
Oh, yeah, and the joke is that he doesn't know what sex is, and that just doesn't make sense.
Sort of like the one dating arc, it was sort of actually not a meta joke, although even then it was, because they were like, oh, we have 3 kids because it's the 21st century or something.
Yeah.
But, it's just not that funny.
Right. Like, the whole concept of that whole second half is sex?
Yep.
And it just doesn't carry them because they don't do anything with that other than say, I don't know what this is. So, hey, at least the ending song's good.
And the OP, I think this was the first time showed up in the 3rd episode? I don't remember in the second one.
I think it was... I remember it from the second one.
Alright, I did not remember it all. I liked it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty good.
But,
what is the best OP of all these 7?
I'd say Saibo.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Hataraku, Saibo.
Hataraku. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We are Hataraku. Well, actually, we are Hataraku.
Hataraku.
Nice, good old English with Japanese classic.
I'm just having such a hard time remembering anything in Tensai Bakabon because nothing happens.
Yep.
Like, the storks were there. I remember that. There's some storks. he gets mad at him because he wants them to bring him a baby. I don't even know, man.
Yeah,
I'm done. Can we just kick this off now? Do we have to wait until the... What if the person doesn't pick Bakabon, Scott?
Don't worry, I'll have a good argument at some point.
Don't worry, I will throw. Like, I will not watch that show again. Like, I do not want another biased person who just comes along and picks me because of my innate charm.
Yeah,
I need this show gone.
Whatever Dragon made but bad is bad. But speaking of good shows, Hataraku Saibo.
Hataraku. So I didn't realize that it was going to be, like, an infection of the week type deal, but, like, they do it well. I don't know what else they would talk about. Like, abnormalities in the body are the more interesting bits.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Usually with this kind of show, right, they probably would start with the first episode like it was, but then they would have actually been about the characters. But they're actually not really characters. It is literally just about exploring everything about bodies fighting diseases and stuff.
Yeah, it's got a science-focused mind. Now that's the American way. Let's go, STEM.
Yeah, good old STEM. This show almost has justice.
Yeah, but the characters definitely are, like, ridiculously accurate in how they act and talk and what they do to what the cells do. And that's really cool. The dendritic cell giving that pep talk to activate naive T cell.
Yep.
Amazing.
I love how the memory cells work. It's just one T cell standing there with a book saying, "Don't worry, guys, hit them harder."
Right? Hey, this guy multiplies a lot, so just keep hitting him.
Yep.
Just hit him a bunch. Oh, thank God you're your memory T cell. What would we do without you? Now that's an accurate depiction. Cells are fucking idiots.
And then
I was waiting for Macrophage to come in because Macrophage looked sweet in the first episode.
There's a fan theory, right, that the kid is the body they're in is a kid, right, which is why they keep getting diseases. So it doesn't really make sense with like all the cells already knowing about influenza and stuff.
Right.
But besides that, he gets influenza type A, which is like quite a bad thing to get right after influenza type
epidemic.
B. I honestly feel like if you got influenza B right and then immediately influenza A, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're probably just gonna die. Like, it had been a week, sure, but this person gets sick like every couple weeks. I do really like that they set up time frames in terms of like weeks, so it's not like this person gets a new disease every day. But it's still pretty crazy.
Yeah, also he has like the longest living cells ever. So
I mean, Scott, if you try to kill off Dekim and or Hanakanazawa, there will be riots in the street.
Yeah.
I will be a sad camper.
If they kill off Daisuke, oh no, I'm gonna be upset.
Oh, hey, another point that I wanted to bring up since episode 1. So, like, does the blood of the cells have their own, like, subset of cells? Yeah, and their own show inside of that? Because they all bleed.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning.
I'm concerned that there are worlds inside of worlds a la Rick and Morty, box universe, and it bothers me.
I guess we just don't have high enough IQ to understand this show.
I mean, I learn something new every episode.
Yeah, so actually, this show is preparing us to understand Rick and Morty.
It's preparing us to have influenza. It's preparing us to have influenza type A and to die because that's what we will do when we get it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I mean that's no thick or thin about it. Is that a phrase? That doesn't make any sense. There would have to be either thick or thin about something.
Maybe there's just a mushy interior.
Speaking of a mushy interior, Angle Moist Genko Kusenki.
It does sound like moist.
It does sound pretty moist.
I mean, this show's just kinda... This show's the clear middle of the road show.
Yeah, it's okay. Like...
Yeah, every episode I'm like, oh, it's over? Alright.
Right. You were very correct about it. It's like the studio clearly just doesn't have either the skills or the budget to animate fights well, and despite that, it did a war anime.
Yeah.
Because, like,
it's just a lot of
every
CGI.
fight scene, right. And then every fight scene is like a quick cut. people charge at each other, then it's a quick cut from a sword in one position to a sword having been slashed. And then, like, they'll even cut out, like, they charge in to the main group of Goryo soldiers and then just cut to afterwards.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, they made it back. Don't want to see that fight.
Hey, guys, like, this group of, like, 30 people just cut through hundreds of Korean soldiers, got the heads back, and then made it back. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, those were some clean heads.
Those were some... I know, right? Like, there were no marks at all. They weren't even bleeding on the
they
in the
didn't
bags
look like they'd been, like, cut off. They just looked like they were separate heads.
Yeah. Like they had been pickled and turned to kimchi of sorts. But, things happen, I guess. It's very clear at this point that we have diverged from regular history.
Yeah, because regular history, they just, like, lose that battle like they did, and that was it.
Yeah, they lose that battle, and then the island is taken, and they move on.
Yep.
Like, that is all. So, who knows what could happen at this point? Everything's out the window.
I don't know, I kind of can't tell if I want to like it or not like it. I don't like the main character at all. Because he's just always, like, right. It's the thing that a lot of these kind of books do, where the main character just kind of is the best planner ever, and they are going to win, except for the incompetence of their own men occasionally. And I did like the end of the third episode. His plan gets screwed up because there's some traitors. But at the same time, I feel like by the end of episode 4, he's going to have escaped the reverse ambush and be alright.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's also not like the traitors are explicitly, like, a fault in his plan either. Like, you're right, he is pretty Mary Sue-esque, whatever you call that for guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's just that, it's that what you expect from a self-insert character of, if I were in history at this point, oh man, I'd be such a sick general.
Yeah,
and I
it
wouldn't
happens
follow the
in
rules.
most, like, war anime, it feels like.
Right.
Which,
listen here, guys.
One of the things I thought about was Legend of the Galactic Heroes, right? It has the one main character on each side, and they're both like that, so they just kind of cancel each other out.
That's so good.
Yo, also, for our one person listening, to piss them off, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is super overrated. Like, it's a good show, but it's not the greatest.
That seems like it's twice as many annoying characters, so...
Exactly. Even though Yang was the great Democrat. He lost. Correct.
So they haven't fought any Mongols yet, right? Those were all Koreans?
Well, they're part of the Mongol Empire.
Yeah, but, like, they're all Korean. When do the Mongols come?
I think this might be it.
I think this might be it.
Well, who knows, actually, where they're not historically accurate. And that's the other weird thing, is they've got all these, like, mystic people that belong to the Japanese Empire just, like, watching from the distance. And I'm like, what the frig is this?
Because those people look like they have magic, and that's not historically accurate.
Yeah, like, also there was that one guy who I honestly forgot about, who was, like, blonde and knew special sword moves from China.
Yeah.
I feel like this might go into the realm of, like, just short of superpowers, warriors on each side fighting each other or something dumb.
I meditate for 5 hours a day, so I've gained the power to push objects with my mind.
Yeah. Good old monk secrets of Doctor Strange.
I mean, I would not say no to this show switching to science fiction halfway through. That would be pretty hype.
I think that could be fun, but I don't think it would do much.
Yeah.
I think the show's just gonna kind of keep going as it is.
Yeah,
but
I
mean,
think so.
It'll be safe for a couple weeks probably. That's all. It'll be safe next week probably.
Yeah. It'll probably see the chopping block on the one after this one.
Well,
anyway,
it'll be, but it won't necessarily get kicked off right away.
Because I'm pretty sure next week is Satsuriku and Bakabon.
Yeah. I mean, there could be the amazing turnaround.
Ooh,
you know,
who knows?
here's
you
the plan, right?
Hadaraki just to talk about it.
The next episode of Satsuruku no Tenshi, right, will just be, they'll re-air an episode of Osamatsu-san.
The first episode of Osamatsu-san.
Yeah.
And that will actually save it in my mind. Except for all the characters are like the characters from this show.
No, I don't want to do that. Let's just not do that.
But they still pretend like they're sextuplets, though. Okay, never mind.
But they did that already.
Hey, how about Dropkick episode 3, am I right?
Oh yeah. Too bad I dropped that one.
Ayo, drop kick to the curb.
Still has a higher mouse score than Bakabon, so easy.
Well, got anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. We're just going. Too bad Grand Blue didn't make it onto the list.
Well, all this being said, I'd like to announce the winner of this season, Grand Blue, once again. So, hey, nice job, Grand Blue. I don't know. Maybe Chio-chan is funnier. Who knows?
Nobody knows.
And I'm Eric.
And I'm Brandon. And we're the Game Grumps.
And don't touch our cannolis.